Welcome back to the channel, everybody, for another ESO build video. I'm your boy Fuzzy Jugernaut. So today I'll be showing you my Magblade Gank build for the Flames of Ambition patch. But first, before I get into it, if you like the content on this channel, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and push that notification bell to get the latest content from this channel. So to start things off, this build is a lot of fun. It hits extremely hard. We got really high crit, really high damage for a Magblade. We are lacking in some areas just due to the performance this patch and the lag. Sometimes your light attacks won't proc 50% of the time. You'll be hitting light attack and it just won't shoot out a light attack. It just might be me, but overall I think it's just the performance in the patch. But having said all that, it's still a lot of fun, and when your combos do hit, they hit extremely hard. This isn't the best gameplay. I have a lot more gameplay. It's just they're really time consuming and too much to put into this video. So I'll be putting out another video after this, and it'll show a lot more. Plus with the melee version of this build, might be a little bit different, but for the most part it's a lot of fun. It's a really simple combo to do on people. It's pretty much like 2 to 3 abilities, that's it, and you'll be able to take people down. Half the time we're hitting for like 7 to 9k Swallow Souls and like 5 to 7k light attacks, and with those being comboed along with your bow and your impale, and you can utilize other things too, it hits extremely hard. We are very squishy on this build too, so you need to play it with precision and a little bit of skill. It's not super hard to play, but you need to utilize your stealth and know when to go into stealth and when out of it, and how to kite around a little bit, stay out of the AoEs and away from certain type of classes. So besides that, it is still a lot of fun, and it is fairly simple to play. You'll be able to do a lot of damage while staying in the shadows. And also, for the people that wanted the Mag Pro build, I'll be putting that out probably at the end of this week to beginning of next week. It's just going to take me a little bit of time, because I hardly play Magpro and I had to level the character up, and I've got to get a bunch of stuff leveled up on him too, along with the 3 different builds that I have for him. I got to test them out and get some gameplay. But enough talk, we'll hop into the build and I'll let the clips finish out playing. And also I'll have a link in the description down below for the timestamps and all that stuff, so you guys can check those out. Alright, here we are. Let's go into the character sheet real quick. So overall we're sitting at really good stats. We have 34k magicka, 1800 magic recovery. Our health actually isn't at 25.5k health. It will be like 23 on the front bar and 25 on the back bar. Our health recovery is only 831, but still not bad. Stamina is only 1400. Now, that's more than enough stamina because we have perma stealth pretty much with our champion points and everything else that we have, so you really don't, that's all the stamina you really need. Our spell damage is at 3412 unbuffed, but it goes up to 5.1k, which is really nice for a Magblade, and then our spell crits at 65.1%. Overall, it actually really will only be about 60% crit. I think we have Emperorship in here right now because I just logged on to this character, so it's normally at 60.1% crit, not 65. Our resistances are a little low, but that's fine because we're going to be running in stealth since this is a gank build. I am a Khajiit on this build. You can go Dark Elf or whatever other race you would like, but the 2 top build or races I would go is either Khajiit or Dark Elf. We have 64 points into magicka. We are running the Shadow, increase our critical damage, which we have a lot of critical damage on here. Our Swallow Soul and light attacks hit really hard. Then we are stage 2 Vampire to get the passives from Vamp. And then our food is Clockwork Citrus Fillet. You can go with Bewitched Sugar Skulls if you'd like, but you'll be only at 14 or 1500 recovery. I found that having a little more recovery, especially being in stealth and avoiding damage and everything using the stealth and all that stuff. Works a lot better with Clockwork Citrus, but that's completely optional and up to you. Now, if we go up to our inventory, slottables, you can use, I switch between both these. I use Essence of Health sometimes, and then when I don't want to switch to my back bar and reveal myself using my Degeneration, I'll use Spell Power Pot, so either one of these work for you guys. Front bar, Inferno Staff of Julianus is our first set. Sharpen on here with the weapon damage enchantment. You can go shock, but I prefer the weapon damage enchantment. I felt that I was getting more damage from it. If you use shock, you'll get the 3 damages. So ultimately, it was just a little bit more damage. That's why I went with it. So that's completely optional and up to you. This gives us spell crit, max magicka, spell crit, and spell damage. Then back bar, Restoration Staff of Julianus. Powered for increased healing. You can go Nirnhone if you'd like to, or defending. It's up to you. I really wouldn't go defending, honestly. Since we're in stealth, I would just keep with powered. I have a magic damage and restores magicka on here, so when we do heavy attacks. Running Slime Craw to increase the crit. Infuse, max magicka. You can go Impen or Divines if you'd want. Divines works really well. We have a reinforced chest. Honestly, these traits are sort of all over the place, but it still works. But preferably, I would go Divines or Impen. We have max magic on here, reinforced, and then Medusa's actually works. The 5th piece doesn't work, but the first 5th piece does. So it gives us spell crit, spell crit, spell crit, and then the extra 5th piece actually gives us the 871 spell crit, which puts us up to 60%. Our Balorgs is going to give us extra spell damage. We have max magic on here with impenetrable. Like I said, you can go all divines if you want. Juliana Sash. We have, I think it's 2 heavy and 5 light. You can go all light if you really want, if you're not going to use Medusa. But honestly, Medusa gives us the best, and it works way better than Mother Sorrow. So we have Divines, Max Magicka. Gloves of Julianus, Divines, Max Magicka. Medusa, Legs, Impenetrable, Max Magicka. And then we have Julianus, Tri-Stat Enchant. You don't really need that. I just had this on here from a different build. Divines. Preferably you can go all Divines, more damage you'll do. And then we have Medusa Necklace and Medusa Rings. So we have Arcane, just so I could have a little more max magicka. You can go infused with spell damage if you want. So we have spell damage enchantment on that one. Then we have 2 infused rings, and these are both, well, one's spell damage and the other one's max magicka. Now let's go into our skills. Front bar, running Reaper's Mark. This is going to put our Major Breach on the target. Also gives us a heal. This is an unbuffed tooltip heal, but it actually goes to like 20k or higher. Which is really nice when you kill the target. So you can use, where is it, Elemental Drain if you want. That's option 2. So either one works, but I prefer Reaper's Mark. Inner Light. This is going to give us our increase our max magicka, and it's going to give us our Major Prophecy, which is really nice. So it increases that critical. Then we have Merciless Resolve. We're going to proc this after 5 light attacks or 2 heavy attacks. This actually hits pretty hard, and our bow will actually be, I think, at like 21 or 22k when we're fully buffed up. Then we have Swallow Soul. This is one of our main spammables along with our light attacks. This is only at 7900, but it actually goes up to 10k when we're fully buffed up. Actually, might even go to 11. I can't remember really what it was at. I think it was 11 or 10 or 12, 11, one of those ones. I can't really remember right now, but it hits really hard, and it also gives us a heal back. And then we have Impale. Impale is a really good execute. If you feel you don't need the execute on here, though, because this does do a lot of damage, and I have found it's really nice because it hits at 38 meters plus if you got all your passives from your Cyrodiil passives. So if you don't want to use that, another really good one is Impale Weapons or Elemental Weapon. I don't have this fully morphed yet, so I haven't been using it, but you can slot this if you'd like. That is an option too. And then we have Soul Harvest. This doesn't deal the most damage, but it does hit pretty hard, and when it's fully buffed up, it's like 17 or 18k at the full buff tooltip. And then it also puts Major Defile on them, reducing their healing received and their health recovery, and you get ultimate back while you have it slotted when you kill an enemy. Then our front bar, we have Degeneration. This gives us our major sorcery. You don't have to use this if you want to use spell pots. You won't have to necessarily use this, then you can put something else here. So it is a flex spot if you're going to use spell pots, but I leave it on there even when I use my spell pots because I switch between both. Concealed Weapon, this is just so we can run super fast while we're in stealth on the back bar. This also actually does like a 10k tooltip if you want to throw it on your front bar. You can put it on right here too for this if you want instead of Impale. if you get up close. I normally will throw it on if I start fighting a bunch of Nightblades. Then we have Shadowy Disguise, obviously. This is our cloak, invisible, and gives us our major resolve too. Then we have Accelerate. Channeled, or not channeled acceleration. I would use, well, you can use channel acceleration if you want. Both work. Race Against Time works really well too. Will remove snares if you get hit, but most time I don't get snared because I'm in stealth and I'm able to stealth away out of a lot of opponents too. And then rapid regeneration for our heal. This heal goes up to like 21, 22k when we're fully buffed up, which is really nice. So this is a really good heal. I actually don't need it half the time, which is sort of crazy even when I'm in stealth, but I would still put it on the bar. And then we have Undo just in case. Also, you'll have you'll get minor protection from this having on the back bar, taking less damage. And then also if you get in a sticky situation and you're getting bogged down by multiple opponents and you're not able to stealth out, you're about to die, you can hit this and teleport all the way back to whatever seconds it is, 4 seconds ago. Now let's go into our champion points. So starting off with the blue tree, we have 40 into Eldritch Insight. We have none into Staving Death. We have 40 into Precision. This is important because this isn't going to increase our critical chance by 640. Then we have Fighting Finesse. This is really important too because this is going to increase our critical damage. I apologize for the cat in the background. Critical healing done also. So it's really nice. It's going to give us our crit damage and our critical healing when we need it. Crit damage is super important. Increase your critical damage done by 3% per stage against enemies you're flanking. So Backstabber, this is really good because we're going to be flanking most targets. 15% increased critical damage on top of the shadow that we're running. That's 23% right there. So then we have Extended Might. I have 40 into Piercing for our offensive penetration and only 20 into Flawless Ritual. You can put more into here, but since I have the enchantment on there, that's the weapon damage enchantment, even though we have Flame. Really is not a big deal for me, so you don't have to actually put these in there if you don't want to. That's optional. And then Deadly Aim. Deadly Aim is important. This is going to increase our direct damage attacks, which most of our attacks are direct damage. So you want to have this in there. It's 10%. And then our last one is going to be Untamed Aggression, and this is going to increase our weapon and spell damage by 150% more. And then I have just an extra 10 points into Blessed. You can take these points right here out of Flawless Ritual if you want, and put them into here because it won't make a big difference, but it'll give you a little bit more healing. Put you at 3% healing, which will help out a little bit. So our 4 that we have is Fighting Finesse, Deadly Aim, Backstabber, and Untamed Aggression. Now I'll go into a red tree. So into the red tree we have 45 into Tumbling. You really don't have to have this many points into here, but it does help every once in a while. I'll tumble when I'm in getting pulled out of stealth or whatever, then try to get away and go back into stealth. We have 10 into Mystic Tenacity, just unlock over here. We have Hero's Vigor, which is important to increase our health. And then another one is Sprinter. Sprinter, actually, this helps us in our stealth ability too when we're sprinting and we're not in combat, which is awesome. So, helps out a lot. Then we have 40 into Defiance, increase our break free if we do get stunned. This can help out a lot. Jugernaut. Now, since we're in stealth a lot, this really, you don't have to use this here if you don't want to, but it's completely optional and up to you if you want. You can take some points out of Tumbling too if you'd like, but Jugernaut, this is gonna, our crowd control effect and immunity, so if we do get snared, stunned, or CC'd, or any of that stuff while we're not in stealth, this will help us take less damage, but since we're so squishy, it really doesn't matter. Honestly, I might take these points out and put them over into siphoning spells, because this will restore magicka every time we kill opponents, and we kill quite often, so this will actually give us, I think it's almost like 1,000 magicka back, or more than that. I can't remember what it was. It's like 1,200 magicka or 1,600 magicka back. That is an option, so you can go that way. Then we have Rejuvenation to increase our health, magic, and stamina recoveries. We have 50 points in Ironclad. You could also actually leave this one in here and take out the Ironclad one and put those over into siphoning spells if you want. That's another option, because we're in stealth and we're already squishy, so it's really not going to matter. And then Boundless Vitality is a must, in my opinion. This is going to give us our max health, which helps us survive a little bit more. And those are the ways I run it right now, but honestly, I might take out Ironclad and Jugernaut, honestly, and just put them into Strategic Reserve and Siphoning Spells. That is optional, and that's up to you. And we also have 32 into Hasty, increase your movement speed when sprinting by 2% per stage. Also, so the main 4 we have is Jugernaut, Rejuvenation, Ironclad, and Boundless Vitality, but like I said, you can switch them all up. That's up to you if you want to put the other 2 in instead, which I think I might do. Then we have Gilded Fingers, Fortune's Favor. These really don't matter, just to unlock these three right here to access these other ones. So we have 50 into Steadfast Enchantment, so I don't have to pretty much recharge my weapons. Then we have 30 into Breakfall, reduce our damage when we fall damage and all that stuff, but you can take some points out of here and put them in here if you want. And then we have Rationeer, which is important, gives us 30 minutes on our food, and then Liquid Efficiency, have a 10% chance to not consume a potion, and then Steed's Blessing increases our out of combat movement speed, which also helps while we're stealth and running and sprinting. And then Sustaining Shadows, this is 50% cost reduction to our sneak, which is really nice. And then the other two main ones you want is Out of Sight, reduces the radius you can be detected while sneaking, and then also Fleet Phantom, reduce your movement speed by penalty of sneak by 5% per stage, by 25%. So we can stay in stealth pretty much forever, and we can run insanely fast and pretty much never run out of resources. Pretty sure I covered everything. If I missed anything, just let me know in the comment sections down below. I appreciate y'all checking out the video, and I hope y'all have a good day, and I'll see you on the next one.